Ladies and gentlemen, you want to be great, then act like it. You want to achieve something, then go get it. But here's the truth. Nobody's going to hand it to you. Nobody's going to wake you up in the morning and say, here's your dream all wrapped up and ready for you. No. You have to go out there and take it. And that starts with one thing, listening, not just hearing, but really listening to yourself, to the world, to the lessons hidden in every failure, every setback, every moment you thought you couldn't go on. See, life doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care if you're tired, if you're scared, if you think you're not good enough. Life only responds to one thing, action, and action starts in the mind. It starts with what you tell yourself every single day. So what are you feeding your mind? Are you filling it with doubt, with fear, with the voices of people who gave up on their own dreams? Or are you feeding it with belief, with courage, with the unshakable knowing that you were built for more? Let me tell you something. Success isn't for the lucky, it's for the hungry, the ones who wake up every day and say, I don't care how hard it gets, I'm not stopping. The ones who fall down 7 times and stand up 8. The ones who understand that failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of it. Every no, every rejection, every closed door is just steering you toward the right path. But you've got to keep moving. You think Michael Jordan became the greatest by accident. You think opera built an empire by waiting for permission? No. They listened to their instincts, to their passion, to the fire inside them that refused to go out. And that's what you've got to do. Listen to that voice inside you that says, keep going. Even when the world says stop, even when people doubt you, even when you doubt yourself, because here's the secret. You already have everything you need. The strength, the talent, the resilience, it's all in you, but you've got to dig deep. You've got to be willing to fight for it, to sweat for it, to bleed for it if necessary. Nothing worth having comes easy. And if it were easy, everybody would do it. But you're not everybody, you're built different. So what's your excuse? Too old, too young, not enough money, not enough time. Let me tell you something. Excuses are the nails that build the house of failure. You want out, then stop making them. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, because it'll never come. The perfect moment is now, right now, with all your flaws, all your fears, all your uncertainty. Start anyway. And when it gets hard, because it will remember this, pressure makes diamonds. The struggles, the grind, the days you want to quit. That's what's shaping you. That's what's preparing you for the greatness that's coming. But you've got to stay in the fight. You've got to keep believing when nobody else does. So listen up, because this is the truth. You were born to win. You were born to rise. You were born to leave your mark on this world. But it's up to you to make it happen. Nobody else can do it for you. So get up, get moving, and go take what's yours. The world isn't going to wait. So why are you? You want success. Then you've got to move. You've got to act, because dreams don't work unless you do. Sitting around waiting for luck to strike, wishing for things to change. That's not how greatness is built. That's not how legends are made. Legends are made in the grind, in the sweat, in the relentless, unglamorous day in, day out work that nobody sees. You think success just falls into people's laps. You think the greats just woke up one day and everything was handed to them. No, they got up every single day and put in the work. Whether they felt like it or not, whether it was easy or not, whether anyone was watching or not. Action is the difference between a dream and reality. Between wishing and having. Between one day and day one. And here's the hard truth. Most people never cross that line. Most people stay stuck in the land of what if, because they're too scared to take the first step. Too scared to fail, too scared to look foolish, too scared to put in the work without a guarantee. But let me tell you something. There are no guarantees in life. The only guarantee is that if you don't move, nothing changes. If you don't act, nothing happens. If you don't show up, you'll always be on the sidelines watching someone else live the life you wanted. You want to know what separates the winners from the crowd. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not even intelligence. It's action. Pure, relentless, consistent action. While everyone else is talking about it, the great ones are doing it. While everyone else is making excuses, the great ones are making progress. While everyone else is waiting for the perfect moment, the great ones understand. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The right time is now, right now, with all your fears, all your doubts, all your imperfections. You start where you are, you use what you have, you do what you can, and you keep going, because action is momentum. One step leads to another. One small win builds confidence for the next. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to start. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be willing. Willing to try, willing to fail, willing to get back up and try again. That's how you build something real. That's how you create a life that matters. Not by waiting, not by hoping, not by complaining, but by doing, by taking that first step, then the next, until one day you look up and realize you've arrived. And here's the thing about action. It kills fear. The more you move, the less power doubt has over you. The more you do, the more you prove to yourself that you're capable, that you're stronger than you thought, that you can handle more than you imagined. Fear doesn't disappear. You just get better at moving forward in spite of it. You build courage through action, not through waiting for courage to magically appear. So what's stopping you? What's holding you back? Is it fear, doubt, comfort? Let me tell you something. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Growth happens outside your comfort zone. Success lives on the other side of fear, and the only way to get there is to act, to push through the resistance, to do the thing even when it's hard, even when you don't feel ready, even when the voice in your head says, you can't. Because here's the truth, you can. You can do more than you think. You can handle more than you believe. You are stronger, smarter, and more capable than you give yourself credit for. But you'll never know unless you act, unless you test your limits, unless you push yourself beyond what's comfortable. So stop waiting, stop hesitating, stop talking yourself out of it. The world doesn't reward people who almost did it. It rewards people who did it, who showed up, who put in the work, who refused to quit. That's how success is earned. That's how dreams become reality. You want to know the secret. There is no secret. Just action. Consistent, relentless, unwavering action. Day after day. Week after week. Year after year. That's how you win. That's how you rise. That's how you become the person you were meant to be. So what are you going to do about it? Right now, today, this moment. Because success isn't a someday thing. It's a now thing. And it starts with you making a move, taking a step, doing something, anything, to move closer to what you want. The clock is ticking. The world is moving. The question is, are you, or are you going to stay stuck in the same place, wondering what could have been? The choice is yours, but remember, success doesn't wait, and neither should you. You ever watch a baby learn to walk? They don't just stand up one day and start sprinting. No. They stumble, they fall, they crash down hard. But then they do something remarkable. They get back up every single time. They don't lay there thinking, well, I guess walking isn't for me. They don't quit because it's hard. They keep trying until they get it right. That's the raw, unfiltered truth about success. You are going to fail over and over again, but failure isn't the end. It's part of the process. It's the tuition you pay for greatness. Think about the greatest inventors, athletes, artists. None of them got it right the first time. Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb in one shot. He failed 1,000 times before he got it right. When someone asked him how it felt to fail so much, he said, I didn't fail. I just found 1,000 ways that didn't work. That's the mindset of a champion. Failure isn't defeat, it's data. It's feedback. It's teaching you what doesn't work so you can adjust, pivot, and come back stronger. But here's where most people go wrong. They take failure personally. They think it means they're not good enough, not smart enough, not destined for success. That's a lie. Failure doesn't measure your worth. It measures your progress. Every time you fall, you're one step closer to standing tall. Every time you miss the mark, you're learning how to aim better. The only true failure is giving up. As long as you're still in the game, still swinging, still trying, you haven't lost. You're just in the middle of your comeback story. Let's talk about Michael Jordan for a second, the greatest basketball player of all time. But you know what else he is. The guy who missed over 9-0 shots in his career. The guy who lost almost 300 games. The guy who was cut from his high school team, he didn't let failure define him. He let it fuel him. He said, "I've failed over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." That's the mentality you need. Failure isn't your enemy. It's your trainer. It's making you tougher, sharper, more resilient. Now, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Failure hurts. It stings. It knocks the wind out of you, but pain is temporary. Regret, that lasts forever. The pain of discipline is nothing compared to the pain of disappointment. Looking back years from now and wondering, what if I hadn't given up? What if you had pushed through one more time? What if you had taken that next step instead of quitting? Here's something else you need to understand. Failure is inevitable, but it's also necessary. You can't grow without struggle. You can't get stronger without resistance. A ship in harbor is safe, but that's not what ships are built for. You were built for more than playing it safe. You were built to take hits, to weather storms, to come out on the other side stronger than before. So the next time you fail, and you will ask yourself, what is this teaching me? Not why is this happening to me, but what is this preparing me for? Because every setback is setting you up for a comeback. Every closed door is redirecting you to the right one. Every no is moving you closer to the yes that will change everything. And let's be real, some of your greatest failures will turn into your greatest blessings. The job you didn't get, it led you to a better one. The relationship that ended, it made room for the right person. The plan that fell apart, it forced you to find a new path, one you never would have discovered otherwise. Life has a way of working things out, but only if you keep moving forward. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but what if I fail again? What if you don't? What if this time it works? What if this time you break through? You'll never know unless you try, unless you get back up, unless you refuse to let failure have the last word. Because here's the truth. Success isn't for the perfect. It's for the persistent, the ones who get knocked down and keep getting up. The ones who understand that failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of it. So embrace the struggle, learn from the losses, and keep going. The road to greatness is paved with failures, yours and everyone else's, but the ones who make it aren't the ones who never fell. They're the ones who never stayed down. So get up, dust yourself off, and try again. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Let me tell you something that will change everything if you truly understand it. Your life right now is nothing more than the physical manifestation of your deepest thoughts. What you believe about yourself, about your potential, about what's possible for you, that's what shows up in your reality. Not luck, not chance, not fate. Your mindset is the architect of your destiny, and until you change the blueprint, you'll keep rebuilding the same life over and over again. The richest place on earth isn't the diamond mines of South Africa or the oil fields of Dubai. It's the graveyard. Because buried there are ideas that never saw the light of day, dreams that were never pursued, inventions that were never created, books that were never written, all because someone didn't believe they were possible. Your mind is either your greatest asset or your worst enemy, and which one it becomes depends entirely on what you feed it every single day. Feed it fear, and it will paralyze you. Feed it doubt, and it will sabotage you. But feed it belief, feed it determination, feed it relentless faith in your ability to figure things out, and watch how your entire world begins to transform. There are two types of people in this world, those who see obstacles and those who see opportunities. The difference isn't in their circumstances, it's in their perspective. When faced with the same challenge, one person says this is impossible, while the other says let's find a way. Both are right, but only one of them moves forward. Your mindset doesn't just influence your results, it creates them. The stories you tell yourself about who you are and what you're capable of become self-fulfilling prophecies. Tell yourself you're not good enough long enough, and you'll make sure it stays true. But tell yourself you're unstoppable, that you'll find a way no matter what, and the universe will rearrange itself to match your conviction. Here's what most people don't understand your current mind. It is just a collection of habits. And habits can be changed. The way you think isn't fixed, it's flexible. But changing it requires conscious effort. It requires catching yourself every time that negative voice whispers you can't, and answering back, watch me. It requires replacing this is too hard with this is what will make me stronger. It means looking in the mirror every morning and declaring what you're capable of before the world has a chance to tell you what you're not. The greatest athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, they all have one thing in common. They've mastered their mindset long before they mastered their craft. They understand that before you can achieve anything externally, you must first conquer the battlefield inside your own mind. Because when the critics come, and they will come, it's your mindset that will determine whether their words break you or fuel you. When failure hits, and it will hit, it's your mindset that decides whether you stay down or rise stronger. When the path gets tough, and it will get tough, it's your mindset that determines whether you turn back or push through. This is why two people can face identical circumstances and have completely different outcomes. One sees a setback as proof they should quit. The other sees it as proof they're getting closer to their breakthrough. Same situation, different mindsets, different results. The external world is just a reflection of your internal world. Change what's happening inside, and what happens outside has no choice but to follow. Right now, your future is being shaped by the thoughts you're thinking, the words you're speaking, the beliefs you're nurturing. Are they building you up or tearing you down? Are they moving you closer to your dreams or keeping you stuck in fear? You get to decide. Every moment of every day, you get to choose which thoughts to entertain and which to dismiss. And those choices, those seemingly small, insignificant mental choices, they compound over time into the life you're living. The most dangerous lie you can believe is that your circumstances determine your destiny. They don't. Your mindset determines how you respond to your circumstances, and that response determines your destiny. You can be broke with a millionaire mindset, and you'll eventually create wealth. You can be wealthy with a poverty mindset, and you'll eventually lose it all. It's not about where you are, it's about where you're looking, where you're aiming, what you believe is possible for yourself. This is why knowledge alone isn't power applied, knowledge is power. You can know every success principle in the world, but if your mindset is stuck in fear, in lack, in limitation, that knowledge will never translate into results. But when you shift your mindset, when you truly believe in your core that you are capable, that you are worthy, that you were born to win, that's when everything changes. That's when obstacles become stepping stones. That's when setbacks become setups. That's when the impossible starts looking inevitable. Your mindset is the lens through which you view the world. And here's the truth, you can change the lens anytime you choose. You can decide today that you're no longer going to be held hostage by limiting beliefs. You can decide today that you're going to think like the person you want to become, not the person you've been. You can decide today that your past doesn't define your future, your mindset does. And once that decision is made, once that shift occurs inside you, the external world has no choice but to rearrange itself to match your new vibration. So I ask you, what mindset have you been operating from? One of lack or one of abundance? One of fear or one of faith? One of limitation or one of limitless possibility? Because whatever it is, it's working. It's producing exactly the results it's designed to produce. If you want different results, you need a different mindset. Not someday, not when things get better, now, today, this moment. The greatest investment you'll ever make isn't in stocks or real estate, it's in upgrading your mindset. Because when you change your mind, you change your life. And when you change your life, you change your destiny. There comes a moment when the talking has to stop, when the planning has to turn into doing. When someday becomes today, that moment isn't next week, next month, or next year. That moment is right now, not when you feel ready, because you'll never feel ready. Not when conditions are perfect, because they'll never be perfect. Not when you have more time, more money, more connections, because there will always be something missing. The time is now, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Every second you spend waiting is a second wasted. Every minute you spend hesitating is a minute you'll never get back. Life isn't waiting for you to get your act together, it's passing you by while you make excuses. Too old. Tell that to Colonel Sanders, who started KFC in his 60s. Too young. Tell that to Mark Zuckerberg, who built Facebook in his dorm room. Not enough money. Tell that to Oprah, who grew up in poverty. Not enough time. Tell that to the single mother working 2 jobs while going to school. These aren't exceptions, they're proof. Proof that when you want something bad enough, you find a way. When you're truly committed, excuses disappear. What's really holding you back isn't your circumstances, it's your commitment. It's your willingness to say this ends today. To look at all the reasons why you can't and decide they don't matter. To stop negotiating with your fears and start acting in spite of them. The most dangerous addiction isn't drugs or alcohol, it's the addiction to excuses. That little voice that says maybe tomorrow is stealing your future one day at a time, and the only way to break free is to act now. Not when the fear goes away, because it won't. Not when the doubt disappears, because it won't. You have to move while you're still scared. You have to start while you're still uncertain. Think about what you could accomplish if you stopped waiting for permission, if you stopped needing guarantees, if you stopped letting imaginary barriers hold you back. That business idea you've been sitting on, that book you've been meaning to write, that career change you've been considering, they're not going to magically happen while you watch another Netflix series or scroll through social media. They'll only happen when you decide enough is enough. When you declare that today, this very moment marks the end of excuses and the beginning of action. The world doesn't reward intentions. It doesn't care about your plans. It only pays attention to what you actually do. And right now, you're either building your future or you're making excuses about why you can't. There is no middle ground. Every great accomplishment in history began with someone deciding that now was the time. That no more delays would be tolerated, that no more excuses would be entertained. That same power lives in you today, the power to say this stops here. The power to take control of your life instead of waiting for life to happen to you. What are you really afraid of? Failure? Failure is temporary. Regret? That's permanent. Looking foolish? Everyone does it first. Not being good enough? You'll get better. There will never be a day when all the stars align perfectly. There will never be a moment when every doubt vanishes. The perfect conditions you're waiting for don't exist. The only thing that's real is this moment and what you choose to do with it. Your future self is watching you right now. 5 years from now, you'll look back at this moment and either thank yourself for starting or wonder what could have been if you had. That promotion you want, start developing the skills today. That body you want, start moving today. That life you dream about, start building it today. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not next month, today. Because later often becomes never, and someday frequently turns into too late. The most successful people in the world aren't necessarily the smartest or most talented, they're just the ones who refused to wait, who understood that time is the one resource you can't get back, who knew that action beats intention every single time. They had the same fears, the same doubts, the same obstacles, they just didn't let those things stop them. And neither should you. Your life isn't going to change when circumstances change. Circumstances change when you change. When you stop accepting excuses, when you stop waiting for the right time, when you stop letting fear make your decisions, the power to transform your life has always been in your hands. The question is, are you finally ready to use it? The clock is ticking, the world is moving. What you do in this moment right now will determine whether you look back with pride or regret. No more if only, no more what if, no more excuses, just action. Starting now, starting today, because now is the time, and that time is now.